expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
The opinions expressed in the following.
Welcome to Touched by Angel Live. I am your host, Angel Kinseys. My passion is to inspire seniors to get healthy and bring solutions to their everyday needs. If you wish to join the conversation, please contact us at 1-888-565-1470 or email us at touchedbyangellive@gmail.com. Enjoy the show. Good evening. Welcome to the show tonight. I'm Angel Kinseys, your host. And as you heard in the intro, I am doing a show that specializes in seniors' needs. So each week, well, every other week since January that I started, every 2 weeks on a Thursday night at 7 to 7:30, I'm on talking about different subjects that are specifically involved for seniors. Seniors have a lot to offer our community, and my goal is to help them with their needs and also to bring out some of their wisdom that they have to share with the community. So there's a lot that they have to offer, and my goal is to bring the two generations together, the younger generation and the older generation, so to close the gap so that we understand them and they understand the younger generation, and together we can make the world a better place. So I have a lot of topics that I want to talk about. Some of my past shows were about anxiety, dating, you know, just a lot of different things that seniors deal with, and sometimes they're afraid to talk about it. They don't really like to talk to their family about it because they feel like maybe their family doesn't understand, or maybe they just want to be private. So they're kind of secluded within their own group. And then if they don't have friends, they're really secluded. So they really don't have people to talk to. So 1 week we talked about senior community living, where I had a specialist come on and talk about how nice they are to live in right now. They're very different from years ago. They're beautiful. In fact, I had one of my clients tell me that she just moved into a local Boca, 55 and over, independent living, and they were thrilled. They love it. And she just has everything taken care of. So there's a lot of different issues that I want to touch on. Family issues, all kinds of things. There's a lot of brokenness. One of the weeks I want to talk about broken families. But this week, what I'm going to discuss is about scams. Scams right now are over the top. I think everybody, almost everybody, has been scammed at least once, or maybe they don't even know they got scammed. But it's so prevalent right now, and especially in the senior community. I mean, I could tell you stories that would curl your hair. I've been scammed. You know, I know people that are very knowledgeable about computers, and they have even been scammed. So it's something that we really need to look into. And I'm going to just touch the surface a little bit and educate you just enough to help you to be aware and to be able to make your, your banking, your email, your phone a little bit safer if you haven't done anything yet. I've learned quite a lot just studying this for myself that I needed, because in the last month, I had a bank card that was a credit card, and I paid it off to zero, and I got a notification that I owed $823. I immediately called the bank, talked to the fraud department. They said it was fraudulent. It was a charge from Bogota, Colombia for an airline ticket. Some of my students have told me stories, thousands and thousands of dollars. You all have heard of them. You've seen them on TV. But tonight, I just want to go over just a few little things. Like, first of all, I would like you to get a pen and a paper, because you're going to have to write some of these things down, because you'll probably want to contact your bank. You'll want to do things to make yourself a little bit more secure. So there's different types of scams that I'm going to talk about, and then we're going to talk about how to avoid them. So the different scams that are phone scams, either text or phone calls. They'll call you, they'll leave a message, they'll threaten you that, oh, I got one from FP&L. That sounds like a legitimate business. They told me that I was going to get my home disconnected from electricity, that I had to go make a quick $300 payment, and I knew it can't be right because I have auto pay, and I knew it was wrong. And sure enough, it was a scam. So, so the phone and the text calls are all day long. I get them all the time. Emails, okay? And also in the mail. So emails, I'll give you an example. I just got one today from PayPal that I have a bill, and I'm not making this stuff up. This literally happened today. I got a bill of $653 that they're going to take out of my account today for something that I ordered. So I immediately called PayPal, and it was fraudulent. So what do? They give you an email that's called spoof at PayPal. Each company has their own email that you could send. And I forwarded that email, and then I deleted it out of my email, but you don't open it. I got a letter, again, today in the mail, and it was from Medicare. Well, they don't usually send you letters like this one. And it said that I had to fill out this paper, and they wanted my information. It gave me part of my Medicare number, and then they wanted my Social Security number, and they wanted to know, because they said I had a claim back 6 years ago for an injury, and that I had a settlement, and Medicare wants to collect part of that settlement. So that whole thing was fake. I had to call Medicare and straighten that all out. So this is like every day. It's happening more and more. So you already know about the grandparent scam, where people call up and it sounds like their grandchild and they're in an accident and you got to send money right away. A lot of people know about that. Big one right now is dating apps. There's so many dating apps and so many scams of men and women. It comes both ways. It's not just men with women, but it's women with men that will scam for money, and they'll tell them how beautiful they are. They'll have a rapport with you, have a relationship with you, and then slowly down the road they'll start to ask for money. A lot of them will give you pictures that are not even them. They'll have a picture of a handsome man or a beautiful woman, or they'll have a man in a uniform. Usually it's Army, Navy, or whatever. And that's the key to realize that something is definitely wrong. And then there's also inheritance scams. That's a big one that's happening right now, because I spoke with the bank. And what they do is they contact you, whether it's email or phone or in a letter, and they tell you that from another country they found almost like a DNA inheritance, where somebody died and they left you a lot of money, and they'll work with you and they'll slowly work you to get your information, so that it comes down to the point where they'll start to ask for fees to make the money transfer. And sometimes it's millions of dollars. So you think of an elderly person or somebody that needs money, it's very easy for them to believe a lie, because it happens every day. People are scammed out of hundreds and thousands of dollars. And you may not have hundreds and thousands of dollars, but even just making your monthly payments, if somebody went in your account and took your money for the month, that would be a big deal to you. So it's not necessarily hundreds and thousands of dollars. So the key is, do not ever give out any information. That's the bottom line. Put that in big letters. Don't give your name. Don't give your address. Don't give your date of birth. Don't give your mother's maiden name. Don't give any information out, especially just your name and your phone number, even though they call you on your phone. Don't give any information. As soon as they start to ask you, either hang up, block it, and call the company that they're involved with, or just hang up and block the phone number. Now, the other thing you could do, and I was told this by the bank, instead of calling, like let's say I had PayPal today, okay? Instead of me calling PayPal, she said, don't even call the number. Or Amazon, it always happens with Amazon, and Social Security and the IRS. She said, don't call the number, because sometimes the numbers are also scams. So she said the best way to do it is go on your browser and Google the company, whether it's IRS, Social Security, Amazon, PayPal, whatever it may be. Google it. Make sure it's got the lock on top. You'll see a little lock. If it's unlocked or there's no lock, that means it's not a secure site. So it could be Chase, but if it doesn't have a lock, it's not a secure site. It could be a phony site. So you have to make sure that that lock is on there, that it shows that it's a secure site. And then she said, don't fill out any information, just ask them to contact you. So with PayPal or any of them, that's what you want to do. You don't want to call the phone number, because I even do it myself. I call Amazon all the time. And she said, no, go on their official site, make sure it's a secure site, call them, tell them to get back to you. So that's very, very important. Now, how to avoid some of these scams. These are some of the easy things that you could do that will help you. Do not use free Wi-Fi. So you know how you maybe go into a store, I'm not even going to say the name, and you sit there and you're having coffee and they offer free Wi-Fi. Don't do that, because that's how they could get your information also. And I told you about when you go on a site, make sure that if you're browsing for some products or anything, make sure that the site is secure. Sometimes it's not secure, but the best thing to do is make sure that it's a secure site. Always check your bank accounts. Now, on your bank accounts, you could go into your account and you could go into your security, and on each account, whether it be checking or savings or whatever, you could go in and put in notifications. If you don't know how to do this, go into your bank, sit down, talk to your banker, and let them know that you want to put notifications on your account. So what happens is, I'll just give you an example. On each account, you could put that for every time there's a transaction that they notify you in a text message. You'll get a notification saying this charge just came up, or this bill was just paid, or this is what your balance is. And that's an excellent way to keep track if there's any false charges or any fake activity going on. And so make sure you set up the notifications on your accounts with the bank. Okay, on your credit cards. So on your credit cards, if you have a problem like with my credit card that I told you, I had the $800 and something and I ended up calling the bank. What the banker told me was, just don't call the number that you have. Call the number that's on the back of your credit card, because that's secure. So whatever credit card you need to call, if you have some activity on there that is not familiar, call the number on the back of the card, and then that will get you through to the company. The other thing is, when you go to the gas station or you go into any of these stores and you scan your card or you put the chip in. Now, right now, they said that they're making a lot of new cards with the emblems that are a little bit more sophisticated, trying to stop it because it's so prevalent. But if you have like old cards, maybe it's a good idea to ask for a new card and get something with a new device on there. But you could actually Google this. It's called Skim Device. okay? A Skim Device is a cover. You could go even on YouTube and they'll show you guys going into stores and putting these devices on while they're distracting the clerk. They distract the clerk, they put the cover on the keypad, and they don't even know that it's been done. And then they'll come back a day or two later, take it off, and they got all your credit card numbers. The way you could find out is Google Skim Device, and you're gonna see what it looks like. And what it is you know where you have the keypad? It's a little cover that goes on it. So they said when you go in and you're ready to put your card in, take the top of it, and don't worry about people thinking that you're crazy. It doesn't matter. Take that top and just shake it. Or if the buttons move, if it seems like it's not tight and secure, like it's a piece that's on top, don't put your credit card in there. Let them know that you suspect something. Or it could even be that the clerk is in on it. My son told me that something happened with a store clerk in Tennessee, and they were in cahoots in the bank. The banker got caught because they were in cahoots with a relative of mine trying to get her driver's license done. And it all got caught within the bank with the teller, and because she was paying it through the bank, and it took them a year to straighten that out. So it's just amazing, some of these scams. So look up that device and then see, and then when you go in, make sure, it doesn't matter whether you go in the store and pay, or you go outside and use it in the machine, because either way you're putting your card in. The other thing you could look for, they tell you when you're putting your card in, sometimes you'll see a little dot, and that is a camera. So when you're putting your code in, even though you cover your hand, they could see your code, believe it or not. So you got to look for those warning signs and realize, don't go to that store anymore. I think where I got my card compromised was in a gas station, and I don't go there anymore. So you got to be alert, okay? Also, this is really important. Now, I've had my phone. Everybody has their phone. You've got everything on here. You got all your information. If you lose this phone, you lose everything, right? What you need to do, and I didn't have this, I just put this on because I was educated. You have to have a lock on it. And I know people don't want to put a lock because they're like, I don't want to have to press the thing. It's going to take too long, blah, blah, blah. No, it doesn't. Okay, on mine, I went in, whether you have an Android or an iPhone, go into your settings and set up. You could do either your fingerprint, you could do your face recognition, and you could do a double backup where you have your code. So now I have a code and I have my face recognition, so that when I open up my phone, as soon as it recognizes my face, it opens it up. If for some reason it's too dark and it can't see it, then I have to put my code in. But most of the time it'll just recognize my face. So this way, if somebody steals your phone, there's no way they could get it. The other way is, there's another thing that you could do. Well, that's for your phone. But do it's called, let me see. Okay, have a two-factor authentication for any business that you work with. Like a good one is Amazon, okay? What I do is if I am doing business with Amazon, I can't even do any business until they'll say, we need to recognize who you are, and then they'll send me a text. So you want that to be done. You could call them up and put it on your account, so that they will make sure that you get a text on your phone before they'll even talk to you. So you get a text, you give them the code, and then they know it's you. Now, nobody can get that. If somebody has your number and they call Amazon and they have your number, there's no way for them to get into the account, because if you have that code on, it's going to go on your phone, so they'll never be able to get in. So the two-factor authentication is very, very important to do it on all your accounts that you deal with, whether you have auto pay, any account that you're dealing with. Just ask for a double authentication. Oh, another thing, when you're paying your bills, you know, we have auto pay and we have paying your bills through your bank right on your phone. And some of my payments or most of them are all automatic because now they don't even want to send you paper bills. Everything is electronic today. I was told by the bank it's better to use a debit card when you're paying a company rather than your account and the routing number. And the reason is they said that for them to get your routing number and your account number, it's going to take them longer to close that down. If you use your debit card, the bank could close it down faster. So it's better to pay through your debit card than through your checking account, okay? Let's see. Okay, so I have 2 names of a website on YouTube. I was given this by my son, who worked for Microsoft for many years. And, well, I don't have his name, so I guess it's okay that I said it. Anyway, I want you to write this name down, Jim Browning. He is a specialist in scams on YouTube. And you could watch him all day long, and he has pictures in all over the world. I'm not going to name where they are, but factories of people just sitting there all day long trying to get your information, making phone calls, emails, and go to Jim Browning, and he's a specialist with scams. There's another one that you could YouTube is Scammer Payback. Okay, so those are 2 that you could look up and you'll get a lot of information. Now, we're going to end the show here in about 5 minutes, and I just want to, I have less time. I want to tell you that, number 1, you'll see my Zoom classes on here. I have my flyer with my information. Contact me. I teach 6 classes a week, specializing in seniors. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have a 10:30 and 11:20, a Strength and Balance, and a Zumba Gold. And if you're Silver Sneakers, it's free. Otherwise, it's a minimum $5 donation per class. Also, I want you to know that I'm a hairdresser. I work in Boca. I specialize in color and cuts, men and women. If you want to come in and see me for your hair, please give me a call. I work right local in East Boca. So I'm at a beautiful salon. Call me and we'll make an appointment. You come in for a free consultation. So my show next 2 weeks, it's on the 19th of June. I'm going to have a doctor on here, and we're going to talk about stress. So that should be a really good show. I think everybody right now with COVID coming back and everything, we all could use it. Sometimes you don't even know you're stressed. It's just there. So I'm really excited. I'm going to have her come in and talk about stress and how to deal with it and how it affects your body and how to fix it. Okay? So tune in on June 19th for that show about stress, and it'll be 7 o'clock to 7:30. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please call the radio station, the television, 888-565-1470 if you have any questions, or maybe you want to know a little bit information about scams. If I could help you in any way, I will. Thank you. God bless you, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care.
You've been watching Touched by Angel Live. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you love. If you wish to join the conversation, have an idea for the show, or would like to sponsor the show, please call us at 1-888-565-1470 or email us at touchedbyangellive@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. If you or a loved one are interested in joining Angel on Zoom for her Strength and Balance class or Zumba Gold class for seniors, email her at angelkinseys@gmail.com.